What's up? I'm back. Latest in my movie watching is Leave the World Behind with Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke, and Mahershala Ali. I didn't recognize any of the young actors in there, like I don't know their names. I thought this movie was great. It was suspenseful. I wanted it to honestly keep going and going and going and going. I think it could have been better if it was made to a 4-part series and they could expand. I know if you go online and search this movie up, you're going to see a lot of people hating on the ending of the movie. It's pretty controversial. I think there's a disconnect, especially today, with people not understanding different endings, right? People want conclusion. If it's just like it wasn't even a cliffhanger. It just like wasn't normal for an ending of a movie like that. I like the movie personally. I suggest going on Netflix and watching it. I liked it. I'm pretty sure it was based off a book directed by George Clooney. I liked it a lot, actually. Like I was sucked right in. I wanted to keep going. It was 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I thought that the movie actually ended short for me. That's what it felt like. It felt like it ended short. Like, oh, there should be another hour of me continue to watching, at least another hour. And then next I finally got around to watching Super Mario Bros. I bought that on 4K the other day. I hadn't seen it in theaters. I thought it was great. I think Chris Pratt did a really good job. I thought the animation was really great. If you look in the background of certain scenes, it's top-notch animation. Obviously the characters are more cartoon because they're based on video games, but the background still keeps some realism going, especially in the Brooklyn scenes versus Mushroom Land scene. The Rainbow Bridge scene was really cool. I like that. If you played Mario Kart, you kind of know, they're like kind of showing, they're showing like different, shortcuts from the map, which is pretty cool to reference. If you've played Mario Kart, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then third, I watched, I watched The Santa Clauses on Disney Plus. I watched the first season just now. I didn't watch it last year. I just didn't have time. I got sick and then things got, thrown around. But I actually liked it. I thought the new Santa Claus show stuck to the original roots of the Santa Claus trilogy. I personally think, I don't know any insider scoop or anything, but I think Tim Allen had a big part to do with that. Not going woke Disney or, whatever. I think he was responsible for keeping it, original to the content. But I think it's great so far. I'm about 3/4 of the way through the first season. I'll finish both seasons for sure. I'm loving it. For going back to the original 3 Santa Claus movies, obviously I usually like the original in a trilogy or any movie series because, that was the groundbreaker. I think that's the best made Santa Claus movie. Number 2, I think, is my favorite because it expanded a little more. If you go back and watch number 1, it's not very big, but it is more heartwarming, in my opinion. The second one is my favorite. I do like number 3. 3 isn't the best made of the 3, but I'd probably go number 2, my favorite, number 1, and the number 3. I think most people might have it in that order. Best made, it goes 1, 2, 3. But the new series on Disney Plus really, stays true to the original Santa Claus trilogy. Outside of Santa Claus talk, shoot, what movie did I have on mind? I just looked at it. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about my favorite, one of my favorite trilogies or movie series. The word trilogy, it's a movie series. There's 3 of them, whether there's 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them, 5, whatever. I call it this series. This one does have 3 and a Disney Plus original show, and that's The Mighty Ducks. As a kid, I loved The Mighty Ducks. I loved Gordon Bombay, Charlie Conway. I know all the characters. I have a Team USA jersey with one of the Bash brothers on the back. And that trilogy, my favorite would definitely be number 2. And I like number 3. I don't know, a lot of people don't like number D3. I like D3 a lot. I thought it was more like less about hockey, more about life than the other ones. As a kid, like as a really young kid, number 2 was my favorite. I watched number 2 probably 10 times before I ever even watched number 1. Right? I don't know why that was the way it happened, but like number 1 is very good. Number 2 is very good. Number 3 is very good. Honestly, I've watched that trilogy a dozen times, probably. You know, I would go in spurts where I'd only watch Mighty Ducks, right? I didn't finish this series on Disney Plus. I'll probably have to go at some time to finish that, but the original trilogy can't be beat. Any 90s kid will tell you that that original trilogy is some of Disney's best live action work for kids movies. Emilio Estevez doesn't really do anything. Like, you know, they were all kid actors except for like Emilio Estevez. Emilio Estevez obviously is, you know, a stellar rack of movies in his career, but they didn't go. I know that the Mighty Ducks actors are popular at like Comic-Cons and stuff. If I ever get to see one autographed, I'm definitely getting my movie autographed, you know, for sure. I don't think I have any movies or autographs. I don't think I have any movie celebrity autographs. That's like kind of like a bucket list thing. Like I want to get some DVDs or like poster or a Funko Pop signed by an actor in the movie. You know, for myself, I would never sell it, right? But that's just me. There's not really, all the Comic-Cons, me, are like a few hours away, so it'd have to be like a weekend venture. I can't just like drive an hour, you know, and do a quick turnaround in one day. It has to be kind of a weekend thing, you know? I'd always want to go to the big like LA and San Diego Comic-Cons. Those are huge, or New York Comic-Cons. Speaking of Comic-Con, what I saw, Stranger Things is rebooting shooting in the new year, I believe. But I also saw something, maybe they're doing preparing the sets right now, because I saw something on Instagram. But I also saw articles saying that they're resuming in January, just as Outer Banks resumed on November 20th. I saw some more fan footage from Instagram on a pier in North Carolina. They actually haven't shot in North Carolina. All you know, Outer Banks is in North Carolina, but all their shooting is in Charleston. And now obviously they did a lot in Barbados, but this season they've been shooting in North Carolina. So I don't know if it's cheaper or what, but I know there was this whole controversy of why they didn't shoot in North Carolina, but clearly that changed because they're shooting in North Carolina this season. Looked to be like a surfing scene. It was bad weather in the photos, so maybe that, you know, I know it's Blackbeard, and Blackbeard's like North Carolina, but that's one of my most highly anticipated shows. Stranger Things and Outer Banks are, you know, my top 2 right now. I can't get enough of those shows. I have to force myself not to rewatch it. I do that with a lot of my favorite content. I have to force myself not to rewatch it so it doesn't lose its lust or magic with me. If you've rewatched something a lot of times, you'll understand. Eventually you go back and watch it and you go, okay, I have to wait a while before I rewatch it. I know my brother's like that with Superbad. He had to force himself to go years without rewatching it so it wouldn't get stale, right? He doesn't want the magic or the love of the movie to get stale because you've watched it so many times. I know I did that with my favorite movies, because I used to be an incredible rewatcher. I've forced myself to get out of the rewatching. But, you know, rewatching your favorite movies is one of your best favorite things to do. Everyone likes rewatching their favorite movie. If you say you don't, like I do know people that say, no, I only watch a movie once. And I say, why do you only watch a movie once? And they say, oh, well, you know what happens. That's just, to me, that's the same as like, why are you listening to that song again? You know how it goes. And they go, oh, well, the tune. Oh, the tune of the movie for me, right? I'm about to start watching this movie on Amazon tonight. It's like a coupon scam movie. I guess it's based on a true story. It kind of reminds me of that one movie. What's that with Bryan Cranston where they like cheat the lottery system or whatever? Well, they don't do anything illegal, but they buy X amount of tickets of a certain game and beat the lottery, and Dumb Money. Like, those movies are right up my alley. Dumb Money was so good to me. But yeah, I'm going to be watching that tonight, so I'll get out of here, go watch that, eat some dinner, and you guys go check out some of those movies I mentioned. What's your favorite trilogy? What's your favorite movie to rewatch or not rewatch? Your favorite movie that you have to stop yourself from rewatching. How about that? All right. Peace. If you're still here, do me a favor and subscribe.